What's up everybody, Chris Blevins here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something different, doing a little off-road exercise. We're out here in Anza Borrego Park. We're testing out our off-road gear and kind of getting my son ready for, getting him trained up for some off-road work, getting him ready for Baja. So we're just gonna go out exploring around in the desert. We're gonna go on a few different trails and try not to get lost. A little different content for the channel. I know you guys subscribe to my channel for fishing content, so apologize if you guys are not into this off-roading content, but we're gonna take my Toyota Tacoma. It's 4-wheel drive, stick shift, 4-cylinder Tacoma, just out into the desert, cruise around, check out some rock formations. We're out here on a road called Canyon Sin Nombre. We're about to air down our tires here and get ready to head out. All right, so we're aired down to 20 psi and we're about to head out Canyon Sin Nombre Trail back into the mountains here, and we'll see how young Augie does. Hoping to see some cactus,
maybe some blooms,
maybe some rocks.
What do you think?
We're gonna make it out as far as we can. We're not going on any too serious off-road trails, but truck's gassed up, we got lunch packed, and we're gonna see what we can find out here. So let's check it out.
Let's do it.
We'll go 4-wheel high here. All right, looks like we're entering the canyon here. Pretty cool geology already here. Pretty chill trail so far. We got like sandy washes. We've had a few like rock gardens that we've gone over. Cruising in 4-wheel low, just because there's some slower rocky sections, but nothing too extreme so far. Just some really pretty canyon here. All right, so we came out of the Canyon Sin Nombre and we're heading into this open wash area, and there's going to be a junction out here where that's like called the old stagecoach road or something like that, where we're going to turn west, and then we're going to Vallecitos to Arroyo Seco del Diablo. So hopefully we don't get lost. We're gonna come up to this intersection, to this wash up here, which I believe is in the middle of this valley up here, and then we're gonna be making a left-hand turn out to the west. Okay, so here we are at the junction. Yeah, a bunch of different roads that meet here. The road goes out to the east towards Salton Sea, and then towards the west, which is where we're gonna be going. So we just turned left on, I believe this is the old stagecoach road. All right, so I think this is the entrance to Arroyo Seco del Diablo, which in English is the Devil's Dry Wash. Although there's a spring here. Got a palm tree.
Oh, it's coming out of the ground.
Some wet ground. There's a little spring right here. Hopefully we don't have any crazy water crossings coming up here, but we're just cruising slow. I think this is where we're going, but I mean, this is definitely where we're going. I don't know if it was where I was trying to go. We're kind of looking for a place that we might want to camp in the future, so we're just kind of exploring around. You like the desert? What's this? Aggie. Aggie. All right, so as we've been cruising through here in this Arroyo Seco del Diablo, the trail is pretty chill, but then there's some areas where the cliffside is kind of caved in, and you can see the area that we just went over was like a debris pile from one of these avalanche, a rock slide. And so I suppose if one of those had just happened, you could come upon one of them that might be impassable. So you probably want to, you know, just be aware that the conditions are probably changing out here as these rock slides happen. And even though this is like an easy rated trail, there was a little more technical section that we just had to go over. Yeah, so coming through these rock falls, I can see on the rocks where people's tires and where their, perhaps the body of their truck scraped on the rock. So, you know, even though this is rated as kind of an easy trail, it's really tight around these rock falls. And in a bigger vehicle, like, yeah, like a Super Duty or like a big truck, especially with a poor turning radius, it could be really tough in this area without rock sliders. It's not an extremely difficult trail, but there's some really tight pinches on these rock falls, and definitely keeping things interesting. Our Tacoma is just chugging and just perfect. It's loving this terrain, but you know, you can see like this, it doesn't look that old. You can see where the tire tracks kind of go under the rock fall, and it seems like a lot of them are fairly fresh. So you know, conditions are probably changing pretty regularly here, especially after rain. So crazy. All right, so it looks like we're working our way out of the canyon. We are, you can see the rim of the canyon just barely above us here. And looks like we're about to exit the Arroyo Seco del Diablo. So we'll get up on the mesa and then we'll be looking for the turnoff to Diablo Drop Off, which is going to be the most aggressive, I guess the most difficult off-road feature that we may consider navigating. It's rated moderate, but the direction that we're going, it'll be a descent. So I don't think it'll be too much of an issue for us to traverse, but we'll have to go in there and check it out. We'll walk it and maybe watch some other cars navigate it and see if we're comfortable with it. And Augie, our son, he's been pretty much fine the whole time. We haven't heard barely a peep out of him, so he's enjoying the off-roading. So I think we're just gonna keep continuing as far as we can make it. So far the stock Tacoma 4x4 has been handling everything with ease. So coming out of the canyon, and we'll see how the Devil's Drop Off looks. We've exited the Arroyo Seco del Diablo, and we are now up on the mesa, and we're going towards Diablo Drop Off, which is going to be our kind of point of no return. So I think it's a short sandy road up to this drop-off terrain feature, and I'm expecting there's probably going to be some cars there posted up. We'll probably stop and maybe make a sandwich and have lunch, give Augie a bottle, and then we'll decide whether or not we will descend the drop-off.
Charge. You saying let's do it? Charge it, Bubba. We ready to charge? Say charge.
Augie, look. There's kind of an easy bypass here to the left, and I think we should be able to make this no problem. It's not nearly as gnarly as what I was seeing. Talking to some of these guys, sounds like there's a kind of a rock garden, maybe a rock crawly section down below where our clearance might be an issue, but based off of how we've been handling those rock slides, I think we're gonna be totally fine. We'll just take it slow. Maybe Lindsay will have to jump out and give us a spot, but it's looking pretty doable for the Tacoma. I think we should have no problems with this. So hopefully we'll be able to make it down without too much of an issue. I think we're gonna stop here for now and maybe have some lunch, and then we'll have a go and make it through Diablo Drop Off, and we'll be headed down to Fish Creek, which sounds like it's pretty easy, like a sand wash area. So we're gonna make up some sandwiches and have a little lunch and give Augie another bottle, and he'll probably take a nap through the hard part, I reckon.
You reckon you're ready for a feed? Oh, you want my sunnies, eh?
You guys might have seen in my swim bait video that I got this portable solar charger. I'm gonna go ahead and hook my GoPro up to this thing and get a charge on. I'm at about 20% battery, so I'm gonna set this out in the sun, charge up my GoPro while we're eating lunch. This thing works great, so if you guys can check one of these out, we'll love this thing. It's a 20-watt solar panel. It unfolds kind of. Obviously out here in the desert we got plenty of sun. I'll just set it up on the window like this and get a charge on the GoPro. All right, I had a nice lunch. Now we are loaded back up and we're ready to head down Diablo Drop Off. We're gonna go down the easy way. It's not looking too crazy at all. So far so good. Let's see how it goes. All right, so the first drop off of the Diablo drop off was not too bad. Not bad at all, actually. We are headed to the second section. We heard there's some technical rock crawly sections here. So we might get out and take a look before we head down all the way. Little rocky switchback here. It's nothing too crazy. Actually, looks like they graded this. As you can tell, this was probably a lot rougher before. All right, well, that was the most technical section. That was the Diablo Drop Off. There was a caravan of Jeeps going up, and they were kind enough to yield us the right of way. So we got through that tight little rocky section without banging up the quarter panels too much, I think. We're looking good. So now we're getting into Fish Creek Wash, which is like an easy, kind of fast desert trail. 2:30, so we're kind of running out of daylight, but we're also through the most technical section. We could probably make it out of here in the dark if we needed to. We're just gonna kind of take our time and take in the scenery here in the Fish Creek. Yeah, I would say it's definitely doable in the stock Tacoma 4-wheel drive. Going down, going up, maybe a different story, but there was definitely a graded bypass that went past the gnarly section, so, and that was nothing too crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and keep working down the wash and see if we can make it out to the wind caves. We are at the junction, I guess. We're at the base of the trail to the wind caves, and it looks like it's about a 1-mile hike up to the wind caves. A lot of vehicles parked here, a bunch of Jeeps. There's a trailer here. I think this is really accessible from the north if you're coming in from the Fish Creek side. Pretty rocky zone, but there's like sand wash and like washboard roads coming into it. Really cool little canyon here, and a bunch of traffic, ton of cars out here. It's like, you know, almost Thanksgiving, so it's desert season. It's nice and cool, probably like mid-70s here, and check it out. Baby's kind of taking a nap right now, so we're gonna let him sleep in the back of the truck for a little bit. I'm gonna take a little rest.
Quartz. Maybe.
All right, so we are leaving the, what is it, wind cave junction. It's a very rocky zone here. Lots of cars, lots of traffic. Seems like there's gonna be a party here later. Sun's dropping. We want to have some light as we're going out Fish Creek, so we're gonna head our way out, and probably about a half hour from pavement here. that cool? What do you reckon, Mitchell?
Oh, it's nice. Dirty mud.
All right, guys, well, that's gonna do it for the Anza Borrego tour. We went through the entire park from south to north. That was for the Canyon Sin Nombre, Vallecitos Trail, to the Arroyo Seco del Diablo, to the Diablo Drop Off, to Fish Creek Wash. Overall, super cool trip. The baby, he did great. He didn't even whine once, so I think he's ready for a longer trip. We'll probably do a camping trip out here next. Again, I know this isn't the normal content that you guys see on the channel. You guys are used to the fishing. I want to start incorporating a little more adventure type stuff. We're probably going to be doing some off-roading trips down into Baja and then doing some kayak fishing mixed in with off-roading. So this was kind of a warm-up trip to make sure that the baby and the truck is ready to go. So look for those Baja trips, those Baja kayak fishing trips that are going to be coming soon. Tacoma did great. This thing's just a little beast. Who knows, we might be upgrading to a bigger truck one day soon, but for now, this thing just did awesome. Hope you guys enjoy this content. Thanks to all the new subscribers to the channel. And as always, we will see you at the launch.